For as long as I can remember, all I've ever wanted was to be lean, walk around with a visible six-pack, and live in a body that I was extremely proud of and excited to show off. Over the best part of a decade, I have built that body, and now I'm lean, muscular, and confident. In this video, I'm going to teach you the 3 cheat codes of how to lean out and stay lean. Everything I'm going to show you in this video, you can implement immediately so that in just a few weeks' time, you're already looking and feeling leaner. The first cheat code to getting lean is to walk more. Steps are your secret to leaning out faster. And yes, we've heard this all before, 10,000 steps is this magical number, and that's all very well in theory, but in practice, how do we actually get those steps in? I have a number of practical steps that I myself have implemented for years and my clients do on a daily basis. The most effective way to increase your step count is to pair walking with other habits. So the most obvious one is to do a 10-minute walk immediately after meals. This will kickstart digestion, make you feel less bloated, and will be a way for you to pair habits together. This so-called habit stacking approach is a really effective way to slowly increase your step count. You also want to track your steps. All smartphones have a built-in step calculator, and gamifying the walking to try and land between 7,000 and 10,000 steps a day is what I've found is the most effective behavioral intervention to make sure you actually do it. Looking back on a week where you've done 10,000 steps every single day, over 70,000 steps for the week is extremely satisfying and very motivating, making you want to walk even more the following week. Another thing you can do is you can walk to places you might otherwise drive to. I'm thinking about the supermarket. I'm thinking about walking to go and get your takeaway rather than ordering in. Something that I have found that has also helped me to hit that 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day is to make sure the first thing I do with my day is walking. The moment I get out of bed, I put on my shoes and I'm out the door. This will help with your circadian rhythm, your mood, your hormones, as well as kick-starting your step count for the day. And it will set you up for success later in the day when you're a little bit less motivated, a little bit more fatigued, and possibly a little bit more stressed by the day-to-day stresses of life. By the way, guys, if you want to work directly with me in my one-to-one men's fitness and nutrition coaching, the applications for that are in the description of this video. My second hack for how to immediately start to lean out is to cook more of your own food. We do live in an unprecedented, abundant food environment. Starbucks for breakfast, Subway for lunch, Uber Eats for dinner. It's never been easier or more convenient or cheaper to order all of your food out. The problem with this is you can never be exactly sure what you're putting into your body, and it's likely that your dietary fat will be extremely high. You also probably will undereat protein, and if you only ever order food, you will slowly gain body fat. The goal of these companies is to keep you coming back for more and to make their food as delicious as possible by making sure it's as high fat as possible. They also want to make as much money as possible, so it's not exactly the highest quality ingredients. And the result of this is if you don't cook much of your own food, 2 things happen. Firstly, you gain body fat, and secondly, you decide that you're just a person who doesn't like to cook. What I've realized with guys starting in my program who are struggling with their weight is it's not that they don't like to cook or they don't know how to cook. It's just that they don't flex that muscle very often and they don't really have a good plan when it comes to cooking meals. And as a result, it feels too time consuming, too overwhelming, and they never really get it done. So let me give you some practical suggestions of how you can start to eat more nutritious, very efficiently cooked home meals. The first one is just overnight oats. This is an absolute no-brainer. You can do these in the microwave. It's a massive hit of fiber early in the morning. You add a bit of protein powder and Greek yogurt. It's like 40 to 50 grams of protein in the morning as well. It's something you can prepare the night before. Adding fruits like bananas and blueberries for fiber and antioxidants is a great way to make sure you're starting off the day right. Many guys do skip breakfast. I actually don't recommend this, guys. You probably do want to have a higher fiber, higher protein breakfast at the beginning of the day to make sure that you don't over-consume calories later in the day because you felt so deprived earlier in the day. Also, this will help with wakefulness and energy regulation throughout the day. Another strategy I use is to batch cook carbohydrates. I'm thinking pasta, I'm thinking rice, I'm thinking possibly even potatoes. Having some sort of starchy carb ready to go on a weeknight is a way that we can make cooking a lot less intimidating. If you know you've got cooked pasta or cooked rice or cooked potatoes in the fridge ready to go. Another option is protein drinks or protein bars. Should they make up the bulk of your calories? Absolutely not, but having a few highly processed foods in your diet, still have high protein and kind of keep you full and you can eat on the go is probably a good idea. Probably the biggest hack that I use is to cook with my air fryer and batch cook ingredients, whether they're vegetables or some sort of protein, steak, chicken, tofu, sweet potatoes, broccoli. You don't need to add much fat, maybe a little bit of olive oil that you toss them in before they go into the air fryer, or honestly no fat at all, particularly if they're a slightly fattier cut of meat. Having batch cooked ingredients ready to go with those batch cooked carbs you've already done, paired with a low calorie sauce, is how you can assemble meals in 5 minutes on a busy weeknight when you really don't want to cook and it's been a stressful day. And guys, the last thing I'll say about cooking is if you're not sure if you're hungry or not, I suggest you do what's called the apple test. This is a great idea from Dan Go, where he says that if you think you're really hungry, would you eat an apple? If you really would happily eat an apple, then you are genuinely hungry. But if you'd pass on an apple, then you're probably just bored. Or maybe you're thirsty and you need to drink more water. But nobody binges on apples, which makes this a really good rule of thumb. And my third component for how you can start to burn fat on autopilot is to incorporate lifting weights with a structured program that focuses on progressive overload and compound lifts into your fitness routine. When I was a personal trainer, I did occasionally have a client who was absolutely fixated on the amount of calories they burnt within a lifting workout. Lifting weights and building muscle does improve your calorie burning, but not in the way you think. It's not that you're burning more calories during the workout. If anything, you're not burning that many calories at all during the workout. It's more that you're burning calories at rest. A more muscular body can get away with eating a lot more calories because muscle is like a sponge for sugar. All of the nutrients get shuttled into your muscles, which raises your metabolic floor because your body is fighting so hard to maintain that muscle tissue. As a result, people with more muscle burn more fat at rest. So having a more muscular body is what I did to make sure that I maintained visible abs year round. Some of the most effective ways to build muscle as quickly as possible is to have a relatively high frequency, that's the number of times you train a muscle group per week, as well as having a relatively high intensity. So these sets need to be difficult. You need to be within probably 2 reps from failure on every set. What I would suggest is 3 workouts a week doing a full body split. So 1 quad exercise on Monday, 1 quad exercise on Wednesday, and 1 quad exercise on Thursday. The same thing for chest, the same thing for hamstrings, the same thing for delts, the same thing for your back. This way the overall intensity per muscle group is relatively low because it's just 1 exercise per muscle group per session, but the frequency is high and the quality of each set is incredibly high. If you train like this and focus on getting stronger over time, you will start to build muscle, and that muscle in turn will help you to lose body fat. A lot of guys are hesitant to really commit to the gym because they think that it's incredibly time consuming. If you train this way that I've described, 3 45-minute full body workouts a week, you will start to burn an appreciable amount of fat at rest because your body has more muscle tissue on it, fighting harder to maintain that tissue. Paired with a high protein, high fiber diet, you will be leaning out in no time. So to recap, if you increase your steps, increase your percentage of home cooked meals, as well as attend the gym 3 times a week, training hard and close to failure with full body workouts, you will start to become a fat burning machine. By improving digestion, burning more calories because you're moving more, consuming fewer calories because we're eating fewer highly processed meals and more single ingredient meals, as well as raising our metabolic floor by increasing our level of muscle mass, you will be well on your way to improving your body composition. Guys, if you found this video useful, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. As I said, the applications for one-on-one fitness and nutrition coaching with me are in the description of this video. I would love to hear from you. And check out this video next, which is the simplest way to get the body of your dreams with just 4 hours of work a week.